Holy shit. Hello everyone, and as you can see, we're back. I'm going to explain myself more in the update that I'm going to put in this video right after we unbox this fucking thing. So, if you're curious as to where I've been, stay tuned for that. In case you couldn't tell by the title, today is box day, and sadly, my girlfriend Haley and I were supposed to unbox this one together, but she got on her flight, and then the next morning it showed up, so that kind of sucks. This is a figure that we've both been anticipating for the past several months. When it was announced, a lot of people were like, ooh, holy crap, that looks really cool. So, we ended up getting one, and now I'm going to take it out of the box just for you. In case you could not read the title, or you were just so gung-ho about this upload that you immediately clicked on it, today we are unboxing the brand new X Plus MOTHRA 1992 from everybody's favorite Heisei film, Godzilla vs. Mothra. It's also not called Battle for Earth. It was never called Battle for Earth. If you call it Battle for Earth, honestly, I think you have brain damage. Got some paper, some... Ooh! Come to daddy. Oh. So, start off, this is the standard, whatever you want to call it, what they've been doing the past forever. I don't know if it's in the shop, but like literally 3 feet over that way. The 2002, the gigantic series Mechagodzilla. A lot of the past releases have come with this sort of just black on cardboard cover art, which I don't really care about. I think it looks good. I'm not too concerned when it comes to like X Plus boxes because they're so big and they take up space anyways, and 99.9% of the time the cover art gets cut out anyway. So, it's a box. As long as the figure is safe, I'm cool. The only problem is now that I have this thing, we have to track down like a Sakai 92. Partially because I think the 30cm 92 standard isn't accurate to the suit at all. And the Sakai is. So, I think I would much rather pair him with her. I also sold my Batra Larva, which is pretty ironic. These would look great together. She does not want to come out. There she is. Oh. Ooh, my. Little instructions that nobody's gonna read at all. Okay, wow, this figure's actually really pretty. Okay. I saw on a lot of the Facebook groups, because a couple people got this figure a few days before we got it. There's always, you know, those individuals who acquire them first. And that made me even more excited because this looked like it was going to be a fantastic release. And I think it will be. Admittedly, X Plus is using much more tape and packaging to hopefully ensure that these things don't break upon arrival, so I will give them that. Oh. Whew. God! Okay. This is the first time that I've actually opened one of these figures and like... We all joke about, like, you know, the fresh vinyl smell. You all know what vinyl smells like. It smells fucking good. But this thing is like it's a ticking time bomb. Like, it's like pungent. It stinks. It smells like a big stinky moth. Woo! Okay, so there's her side of her plastic shell. Once you get the top off, you have a nice layer of plastic here to keep from these gorgeous wings from chipping. You basically just want to lift up on her like so. Wow. Like, this is definitely a wow figure. For those of you that don't know, this is the standard. The Rick issue of this figure, her eyes lit up, and I think that's literally it. I know that the switch was in her abdomen. You should like tear her in half to turn it on. We opted for the regular standard release, and this might be one of the best Mothra figures, like, to date. And I don't want to sound like that guy, but wow. Wow. Just everything on here, from the color to the way her eyes look, the shading, like, this is really, really an amazing Mothra figure. Any fans of this particular kaiju, if you got one of these, you would be very, very pleased. Like, I don't know how well y'all can see this, but, like, this thing is incredible. Like, I'm in similar, like, I keep saying like a lot. Similar to when I opened the gigantic Mechagodzilla, this is another super knockout release. They actually did a superb job at sculpting her fur, fuzz, whatever you want to call it. It looks really nice in a similar fashion to how King Caesar's fur looked. This is another great sculpting job on X Plus's part. This is really, really nice. Look at those wings. Check out those wings. Now, these are also ABS plastic, I believe, so they're not going to be as heavy or drooping down on your figure, just like the 25 centimeter King Ghidorah. Overall, this is immaculate. This is a culmination of a lot of the things X Plus has done over the last few years. Put into one figure, you get an amazing paint job, an amazing sculpt. God, I keep getting lost in these eyes. They did a really nice job at making those buggy Mothra looking eyes. Okay, I gotta stop like Mothra fanboying and get the base out. The base just has everyone's favorite little thing, little wire tie. Once you untangle him, well, it's the egg and some rocks. He should be free. Underneath the base, there's also the metal pole that you will need to attach to Mothra to put her onto the base. That's just held in with some pieces of tape. I thought that the base on this figure, upon first seeing it, was another really standout part of it. On one side, you get the Mothra emblem like so. It looks great. I love the sculpting here. I love the way it looks. I like all of the highlights and painting around it. And on the other side, you get the washed up Mothra egg, which looks great. It looks just like it did in the movie. That's why you buy X Plus. The base looks fantastic, and honestly, the figure weighs more than the base, so I'm wondering how that's going to factor into how this thing displays. I don't think you need to read the instructions. It's pretty simple. On the top of the base, Racha. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a hole at the top where you put this metal peg. That'll go down to the bottom, like so. There's actually on the bottom, I think that's just kind of because this is hollow, but you can actually push this peg through to the bottom like this. Maybe that'll give it a more secure hold on there in the end. Then you just take your Mothra figure and you plop her onto the base like so. Other people might have done this in reverse. I'm just winging this. Do advise being careful. These plastic wings could snap. You gotta give her a little bit of force on the bottom to get that peg in, but once fully in, she's actually pretty sturdy up there. I was mainly worried about her wobbling back and forth, but if you're on a flat surface, I think she's gonna do just fine. And with the base, this is definitely a knockout release. Absolutely. If you can get your hands on one of these, do it. This figure is just beautiful. It's a release that you have to have in your hands. It's one of those figures that they look great in promo pics, but even better upon arrival. I mean, I never was too much of a Mothra fan to begin with, but this figure might be changing my mind on a lot of things. This is wow. Just wow. Okay, everybody, small update time. Basically, if you're out of the loop, my girlfriend Haley, she lives in Canada, and over the past 2 weeks, she was finally able to fly to the States to make a visit. We had an amazing time. It was a much needed, I don't want to call it vacation, but a much needed break from a lot of craziness going on in the world, a lot of stress in my life, a lot of stress in her life, and we had a really, really great time. It was a lot of fun. I was really happy she came, and for the past few weeks, that's sort of where my focus has been. A week before she came, my car's transmission kind of shit on itself, so I was busy doing that, and overall, I just feel like there wasn't enough energy being put into this channel. However, now that she's gone back to Canada, we're getting lots of new figures in, and overall, I'm going to try to pump a lot more steam back into the channel. I have a collab with a very, very close friend of mine that we've been putting a lot of work into, and I think it's going to be sort of a new kickstart to a series on here. I think that you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. It's very jam-packed with a lot of information that maybe you've never heard about some of these kaiju we're going to talk about. And overall, it's a new take on a lot of the Godzilla stuff that a lot of channels haven't really tried tackling in this community. If you enjoyed this unboxing, please do me the biggest of favors and scroll down and hit that beautiful like button, and subscribe if you want to see more things like unboxings, reviews, vlogs, anything Godzilla. We're going to be trying it and doing it, so if you're into any of this, subscribe. If you want to see even more HD photos of this figure right here, as well as this figure, this figure, this figure, this figure, and any other figure you see in these videos, be sure to check out my Instagram account. I will leave that link in the description below. There you will find pretty much updates, posts, and anything else that you would like to know about the channel and what goes on behind the scenes. Thank you everybody so much, and I apologize for the small delay. I'll see you next time.